Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Non-Fungibles, and I'm so excited about this next session. As you can see, we are in beautiful Egypt in Ubuntuland, and we have a very special guest with us today, Kadine James, who is from the Immersive Kind, and Kadine is a veteran in the Web3 NFT world and Metaverse, already having created multiple experiences, campaigns, NFTs for big brands, and really focusing on virtual fashion as an industry. And it's so exciting to see what she's doing in this space. Kadine, thanks for joining us in Egypt as a leopard.
Wow, I love it. I'm so thrilled to be here with you all in Egypt. Love what you guys are doing at Africa Rare. What an honor to get the chance to come in and have a conversation about the future of fashion. I'm thrilled to be here.
Thanks for joining us. And let's dive right into it. Let's start off with a bit about your journey and how did you get into Web3 and NFTs and the Metaverse? How did you actually get into this field, and what made you want to pursue this?
So I got involved, I've been in the space for over 10 years now, Mick. As you know, I started out working in data visualization. I was doing a lot of 3D printing projects, working 360 tours and virtual environments, working extensively with construction industry and architects, and then also got really hands-on working with galleries and institutions like the Victoria and Albert Museum, where we got to digitize their World of Car exhibition and create a virtual reality digital replica of their show. I also set up my own studio, the Immersive Kind, which is a 3D fashion and digital art collective 6 years ago. And I've worked at Yahoo, where I've also been involved in some really exciting campaigns, working with some big brands, producing immersive fashion experiences, including the one for Selfridges and Charlie Cohen with the Pokemon Company, where you physical collection and then also shop the digital collection. So I've been involved in a number of really exciting campaigns, and I've also created NFTs. I've been at digital fashion weeks around the world.
So I think it's such a there's so much opportunity in virtual fashion. Do you want to share with us what are some of the benefits? Why do people want to flex and look unique or distinctive in these metaverses? What's your take on the whole concept of virtual fashion?
Well, I think virtual fashion is absolutely a huge opportunity for the fashion industry. I think ways that we dress our digital selves in digital fashion, we're beginning to see, influencers on social media. We're also, ourselves able to wear digital fashion and experience fashion using, the technology of our time in order to do that. I also think we've seen some incredible projects with the likes of Gucci and Balenciaga, and the opportunity for us to dress up in gaming worlds and virtual spaces, and brands are beginning to embrace this concept. And I think that traditional fashion is switching on to the fact that you can own a physical product, but you can also own the digital, the NFT. And that can be used, to dress your avatar and to show up in virtual worlds and online spaces. And I think, in the future, we're also going to be seeing a lot more of this. So, physical fashion will accompany an NFT and a digital good. And that we're at this kind of beginning of a new wave now with NFTs and, people being able to experience and unlock, the future of fashion through digital goods and digital objects. And then that linking to, your digital wallet, your avatar, and opportunities to kind of experience fashion through NFTs and digital goods. Some really cool examples I've mentioned with DressX, with Fortnite, with Roblox, with Artifacts. You've got studios like The Fabricant, you've got a Tribute brand, Some amazing 3D production studios that are doing extraordinary digital fashion pieces. Then you've also got, digital avatars, Bored Ape Yacht Club, you've got Crypto Kitties, you've got Genies, Ready Player Me, amazing kind of examples of avatar platforms. These are all new spaces and a great opportunity for us to be pushing fashion innovation forwards.
Awesome. And I think there's so much to unpack there, but do you think that, let's start with just, you spoke about Gucci and Balenciaga, and I also recently read about it happened quite a while ago, but it was Dolce & Gabbana. They launched at Fashion Week in Decentraland, and they sold $25 million worth of virtual goods, and I think that a lot of this has been driven by the youth growing up in these virtual environments and really valuing the digital good or the fashion, the clothing, the virtual clothing. Do you think that this has been driven from gaming and from Fortnite and companies like that, and now with this new ownership model with NFTs, it's really sort of changing the way that operates?
Absolutely. I think, consumers are familiar with digital assets and are becoming more and more familiar, especially with NFTs. We've seen an absolute explosion taking place, an explosion of creativity, and also the opportunity that presents in terms of digital assets and being able to own NFTs and experience, digital fashion in places like Roblox, in Decentraland, and in Fortnite. We've seen some incredible collaborations. You've mentioned the Dolce & Gabbana NFT collection. I think we're going to see much more of this, as we move forward. I think this is a huge milestone, and I think that the purchasing motivations, collecting, owning, purchasing NFTs, being able to dress up inside these virtual worlds and spaces is really significant for the fashion industry and also for the consumer. Thinking about the next generation that want to be able to have the opportunity to experience fashion and collect fashion in this way, I think is really significant. I think digital startups that we've seen emerging like Ouroboros and Tribute Band, and the opportunities that these fashion houses, digital fashion houses have, to unlock the potential for digital fashion is really significant. I've been at events here in London, for London Fashion Week. We've just brought the digital fashion community together this weekend. I was also at NFT UK speaking about digital fashion, and I think there's some really incredible examples, really amazing use cases that we've seen recently with Gucci and their digital fashion platform, where they were looking at producing digital goods inside gaming environments such as Roblox. We've seen Balenciaga, Fortnite and Vans in Roblox, so these gaming collaborations and dressing up game characters in branded gear from those collections. We've been seeing all of these sorts of campaigns and initiatives taking place. We've also seen Artifacts and Ferocious. Mick, I worked on the project with Nina Nesbitt and the pop star Nina Nesbitt, where we dressed her in Artifacts collection and Ferocious sneakers, where she performed as her virtual self inside the world's first Metaverse festival in Decentraland. I also was the stylist for the DJs A Skills and Crafty Cuts, where we put them in motion capture suits. I've been involved with these projects and bringing these kind of proof of concepts to life, and we've just seen so many more activations that have been taking place. And I think the opportunity for the 3 billion gamers, the fashion industry, to kind of connect to future audiences at scale is significant. I think physical products and digital fashion go hand in hand. And I think there's going to be some huge advantages for the fashion industry to leverage that in terms of, their metaverse strategies, and also thinking about new ways that they can experiment with digital assets and how they can provide, opportunities to explore the metaverse, drop NFT collections, and increase visibility and connect to audiences at scale around the world.
Love it. So, I actually met, I watched Ferocious talk at NFT NYC.
Nice.
What a amazing human being.
Yeah, amazing.
I don't know if you want to share with everyone what Ferocious has done. His artworks, I think he sold for $20 million or something. Something like that.
Amazing work, and we love Ferocious, and we're so proud, and we love everything that they've done, and we're so delighted with the success that they've had. I think that.
And he's 18. How old is he? 18 or something?
Yeah, I think like 19. Yeah. Amazing, super creative. What a talent!
Like the whole room in awe when he was talking.
Yeah. Absolute charming and amazing artist, and really adore Ferocious and all of the brilliant work that they've been doing, and the partnership with Artifact, and with the amazing NFT drops that they've been doing. I just think is really fresh and on point. So we're team Ferocious here at the Immersive Kind for sure.
Awesome. And then just two follow-up questions is that, being in the space for such a long time, you've obviously seen this exponential growth curve that everything's been on. How fast has the industry changed in the last 2 years? And then how big do you think the addressable market is? The value lies in all of this. And, is it good for creating new jobs? Is it great for, building up revenue for fashion labels? Can fashion designers take part in all of these experiences? So just starting with, the evolution of the industry, and then moving into the size of the market.
So I think experimenting with digital assets can unlock, some really important questions for the fashion industry. I think there's a number of business cases and use cases for digital assets. I think, there's also opportunities for new brand experiences, and opportunities for consumers as well. How can consumers experience digital fashion in these really unique and exciting ways? We've seen a surge in the sales of NFTs, and this has also, been, there's been a lot of investment in the space. NFTs can be traded on marketplaces. They can also be purchased and sold. And I also think that, the gaming environment and opportunities there through these gaming worlds and virtual spaces where players can own their assets rather than the game publisher is also significant. I think like when we think about the early stages of digital fashion, with the first dress from the fabricant being sold for $10,000, and then fast forward 4 years later, and we've got $1 million NFTs from Dolce & Gabbana, and all of these incredible luxury fashion brands, all looking at new ways to connect with the next generation, and future-proofing their IP. And I think that is something that is incredibly exciting, and we're going to be seeing much more of as we move forwards into the future of fashion.
Yeah, it's really, really an exciting space. And, I think that it's the whole idea that you can actually own your clothing that you wear in these environments, and then you could build on top of it. If you wanted to upgrade your item, at least, it's going to be possible. And then if one day you actually get bored of it, you can sell that clothing or that item. And possibly make a profit, or recoup some of your initial investment into that clothing. in the physical world, we are, we would buy clothing for ourselves, but you don't often sell that. You might sell it in a garage sale or something, or there are some second-hand stores, but it's not really the norm. Whereas in this new Web3 world, it's going to be quite a norm to be trading your different assets in an ongoing way. So do you want to comment on that?
Sure. I think fashion companies can engage with digital fashion and avatars in a number of different ways. I think for, digital fashion, opportunities to identify and, experience fashion inside gaming worlds and social media platforms, thinking about ways that you can maximize experiences to connect with your consumer, and for the examples including Gucci, Warner and the virtual sneakers, Dolce and Gabbana, and the Genesis collection, artifacts and brochures. There's so many amazing examples. I think for digital avatars, it's an opportunity for us to express ourselves, and show up in, like I'm showing up as a leopard here today in the metaverse. We can unlock these new ways to kind of inhabit and experience, fashion, and digital fashion for avatars inside these worlds and spaces is going to be really significant moving forwards. I think even as people shift more and more to life online, we're still going to, want to be able to experience brands and own virtual fashion and show off, in the metaverse. And I think that digital fashion is an amazing opportunity to do that, so we can dress our avatars.
Fascinating. It's almost like we're rewriting the rules of fashion, and with these new tools and these new abilities, we can converge and mix different mediums, because you just gave me some ideas when you were speaking now, like the whole concept of you could have a digital clothing item that might have music attached to it, or it might change as it evolves over time. It doesn't have to stay the same. So there's also this ability to sort of converge different mediums in this new virtual fashion world.
Absolutely. I think the implications for the fashion industry, for NFTs and digital goods and digital ownership is huge. I think NFTs can establish a uniqueness and a new opportunity, around scarceability, fashion communities, and also fashion companies, really exploring this at the moment. I think it can be a challenge for any fashion company to come off as authentic when it approaches virtual worlds and digital assets for the first time. So I think that companies really want to be connecting with the community, and looking at ways that brands can consider doing it in a way that is authentic, so not just for the sake of doing it. And then I think the physical line of clothing from the Balenciaga collection was also available. So it's not about saying digital fashion take over physical goods. There will always be a need for physical clothing. But I also think the digital element is something that is going to be more and more prevalent. And I think the opportunity in the metaverse for fashion brands, to be able to have their digital clothing lines inside these virtual worlds and spaces, and fashion companies being able to tailor virtual goods to suit those gaming environments is going to be more and more prevalent. I love that. I love the opportunity that this presents for the future of e-commerce, and also for the future of luxury and for the fashion industry.
Yeah, I mean, I think as we are evolving into these digital realms, the physical and the digital are sort of meshing and becoming more connected, and I believe that we're going to be sort of, in the future, it's going to be hard to distinguish, are you in the physical or the digital realm, or both at the same time. And it's going to be really exciting. It's almost like we're going to be in this Roger Rabbit movie.
I love that. I love that. It feels like I'm in a Roger Rabbit movie at the moment. I think, and I love that. Yeah, we're entering.
I'm so excited for the Immersive Kind to be entering Africa Rare and to be, for you to build out your virtual fashion village, which is something that's going to be really exciting.
I can't wait. I'm so excited about that. And I'm really looking forward to having the Immersive Kind inside Africa Rare. I love what you guys are doing. And we're really excited to bring a marketplace and a fashion store into Africa Rare and to be working with some of the most incredible African 3D fashion designers that we're also going to be partnering with to bring an NFT collection to the space. So I'm really excited about that. And looking forward to making that happen.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Kadine. I think this has been a really thrilling conversation. Where can people find you if they want to follow you and just see what you're up to and just follow your Web3 adventures?
Well, people can find me on all of the usual social media platforms. We're at The Immersive Kind on Twitter and on Instagram. You can also find me inside Decentraland. And I'm also going to be in Africa Rare, which we're going to be dropping an NFT collection with. Please reach out, get in touch. I'm looking to connect with amazing 3D artists and creators that are involved in the community, and really looking forward to the opportunity to work with Africa Rare this year. Love what you're doing, Mick, and thank you so much for the opportunity to chat with you today.
So thanks so much, Kadine. We really appreciate everything that you do, and we'll be following your journey. Cheers.